You meet your 13-year-old self, but you can only tell them 3 words. What do you say? Drugs ruined you. Never start gambling. She won't change. Don't freaking smoke. I'm surprised I haven't seen that comment yet. Worst mistake I ever done. Stop copying others. Love dad more. My dad died 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and I did love my dad a lot. I'm almost 30 and have came to visit my family every other weekend for the past 4 or 5 years. It's best thing I could have done for myself and my heart right now. Last summer my dad said you're going to miss me when I'm gone, and I'm so glad I had the chance to say I sure will, Dad. Hug your dad. He died when I was 18. Yes, Kimmy, California. My sister wanted to move to California near where I was living. My life was really complicated at the time and I really discouraged it. My marriage was a mess and I was afraid it would make it worse. She stayed where she was. About a year later she was killed by a drunk driver. My marriage ended. I would do literally anything to still have my sister here. Stay off ATVs. Rolled a 4-wheeler when I was 16. Left leg has never been the same. Don't forget about. Don't smoke, dumbass. Keep making music. There is taking a break to grow, and then there are dark ages where you forsake your instrument and regress. Don't smoke cigarettes. Evie needs help. Maybe then I'll still have my big sister. I love you. Pretty sure with 3 German words you could write a short story. Give mom love. She would pass away a year later. Don't marry Jeff. You are autistic. That's my 3 words. That would have solved so many goddamn problems, knowing who I am. Hug dad more. Brush your teeth. Ignore dads. Everything. Get brother help. Mom kills herself. My only regret is how I dealt with the years of let up. 13 would have been early enough for me to have made a difference, maybe. No student loans. Then a slap to drive the point home. Go to therapy. Don't trade Charizard. Treat her better. Stay in school. Don't do heroin. I wish I could say I would phrase out investing in Bitcoin like others, but ultimately I would tell myself. Floor, call 911. My mom was asleep on the couch when I was 16. I woke up in the middle of the night and she had fallen off the couch and onto the floor. I woke my sister up and we thought nothing of it, so we helped her back up and she fell back to sleep. My sister woke up at like 7 a.m. and my mom was essentially unresponsive on the couch, pulse, etc., but unresponsive. Turns out she had a stroke in her sleep due to an aneurysm. She was paralyzed on the entire left side of her body and had to relearn basically everything from scratch. Her life was never the same and she suffered from a myriad of health issues for the next 25 years of her life and ultimately succumbed to cancer 2 years ago. While it's not about me, my life essentially completely changed from that moment forward and has shaped who I am today: spiteful, vengeful, complete nutcase, etc. Anyways, I would try and tell my younger self to call 911 and maybe things would be different for her. Wear a condom. What's the kid's name? Listen to dad. My mom was batshit insane and alienated her kids from dad. Would have saved me a lot of tears had I never trusted her. Save up money. You were abused. Grinning, brush your teeth. I love you. Nobody else was saying it to me and meaning it. Tell your brother. Whatever it is, I hope your brother knows now. Don't date X. Tell someone please. He would know what that means and I think it would save us from years of heartache. Enjoy your childhood. Nat has herpes. You brain injured. I was and didn't find out until I was 48. Talk to people. Happiness isn't linear. Everyone needs to know this at any stage of life, but I wish I was told that back at 13, so I would know earlier that life is full of ups and downs. The downs will go back up, though the ups don't always last long. Exercise, socialize, study. Invest. Amazon 2003. Alcohol. Bad. Don't. You'll be okay. Don't use tobacco. Leave Jehovah's Witnesses. Those 3 words would have the biggest positive impact on my life. Even more than crypto or COVID. People love you. Those times were rough. It gets better. You have ADHD. Spent most of my life thinking I was crazy and a special kind of broken. It turned out to be just garden variety ADHD. I was only diagnosed at 26. Talk about drowning. When I was 12, I almost died in a riptide on a trip with a friend's family. The family I was with told my parents it was nothing, afraid of lawsuit perhaps, and told me that they had told them the whole story. Basically, the lifeguard saved me at the last minute, and the riptides were so bad the beach was shut down for days afterwards. But my parents never knew a lifeguard had to save and were told I got scared and overreacted. The PTSD from almost dying, I had given up and was dying when the lifeguard reached me, led to depression and drug use as a teen. If my parents had known I truly gave up and thought I was dying and was okay with it, they would have gotten me therapy and my whole life would have been different. Get ADHD medication. He's grooming you. Get that beer. I didn't stop for a beer on my way home. I was hit by a dump truck and paralyzed. If I stopped the truck and I wouldn't be there. He's a predator. About my then 23-year-old boyfriend for obvious reasons. Bitcoin hits 50k. Just have fun. Buy Apple stock. Give a F/CK. Haha, you gay. You have autism. Advocate for yourself. Stop starving yourself. Don't do drugs. Lay off WoW. You are enough. Invest in Bitcoin. Hey, thanks for subscribing and liking. It really means a lot to me. While you are here, feel free to hop on over to the last video. See you there. Ronnie.